So today, let's talk about school shootings and mass murders. There's a couple things that seem never to get discussed or pointed out. And that is, what is the purpose of these events? What is the pattern of these events? The timing of these events and the location. And the most interesting question of all that nobody ever asks is, what is the pipeline for these shooters? Where do they come from? Now, that's a question I want to address first. So let's think about this a little bit. When we look at these people that perpetrate these crimes, they come from one of two persuasions. Either it is a political mass murder, or it is a mental health related matter. Now, when we look at the individuals on the mental health side of this, we notice that they've all been in contact with law enforcement extensively over the years. They all have been involved in mental health treatment, most of the time receiving psychiatric drugs. Now, when I was a kid, these individuals would have been under care at an institution, so they would have been institutionalized rather than being treated in the public. So that's one issue, because when I was young, you didn't have events like this. And after they started community treatment for severe mental illnesses, that's when you started seeing these events. Now, we get back to the fact that these individuals, when you look at them, law enforcement was aware of them, mental health professionals were aware of them, the community was aware of these people. And nothing was done. So, when we take the next step and we look at firearms, we notice that due to the nature of the drugs, the treatment they're under, their contact with law enforcement, they are not lawfully able to own firearms in almost all instances. So when you look at these people, either they are mentally defective and have been adjudicated that way and are under treatment, or they're minors and not allowed to purchase or possess firearms in most jurisdictions. So any gun control efforts whatsoever past the 30,000 gun laws we already have are not going to affect this whatsoever. So we look at the pipeline, and we got to ask ourselves, these people are under treatment, they're under observation. The crawlers have their websites, their Instagrams, their YouTubes, their Facebooks, all of that is being surveilled. So they know who these people are. So then the next question is, why are the children targeted? So these mentally ill people are targeting children for a specific reason. What is that reason? Is that a response to the parents of the children? Is it against the children themselves? Is it a community thing? Is it a political thing? So this is a question we need answered. The next thing up is location. So the location of these events, we notice security is minimal. We know you're going to have unarmed targets. For instance, the latest one in Texas, for some reason in that school, none of the teachers were carrying, and that was allowed in the state of Texas. So you have a school where nobody's doing concealed carry, and we have minimal security. I was not able to ascertain whether there was fencing around the school. So it looks like a minimum security establishment there. So if you have information on that, go ahead and comment. Now, location-wise, there's another aspect, and that's the political aspect. Why do these things happen where they do? Is it political? The next thing is timing. If we look at which political philosophies are in control at the time these events happen, is there a correlation there? Is there a certain mentality, a certain permissiveness, a certain amount of anger that's ginned up? Is there a certain amount of political manipulation through the media and social media when these events happen? So that's another question. So these are some of the thoughts and ramblings on what's happening. And you'll notice there are no university or government studies on any of this information. And that is another question. Why is that? Please comment. We'll see you on the next video.